Hello and welcome to the Kundalini podcast. That was Zen. This is Tao. I'm Vivek Govekar. Namaste. Today I'm going to talk a little bit in more detail about karma. Specifically, the action, reaction, action and consequence, sequence, and these cascades that we set up, and how to get out of them. How to align with the Tao better without any karmic repercussions. It helps to see cycle of events as waves, up and down. And remember that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. As a result of which, constantly done actions, things that bring consequences into our lives, have a way of bringing certain kinds of patterns over and over again in our lives. And unless we break free from those patterns, we ourselves sometimes are not able to identify what we did, how we began those reactions, how these things have come back into our life. And it becomes a lot easier for us to just go along with it because our lethargy, our inertia takes over. And now we're not part of that give and take mechanism. As a result of this, we keep repeating the same actions over and over again. Consequences of the same actions. I noticed recently, because I moved from one place to another, and as I've said in previous videos, I made a constant effort to change myself, to learn whatever I had learned post-awakening, but to implement it in other settings and other circumstances. And that brought about miraculous changes. For example, if you're the kind of person that has been uncaring towards people, don't have much compassion, don't speak to them kindly or gently, and now you have decided, hey, these are patterns I see within myself that do not bring the best outcomes for me, that do not bring good outcomes. It always draws some kind of conflict, some kind of friction, and I could just avoid that by being a kind-hearted person. Yes, initially the consequences of my karma will keep coming back at me, and I will be tempted to react in the same way, to make a snarky comment, to do something snide. Now, this can be used as a self-defense mechanism for yourself if you have this skill honed to perfection. Maybe sometimes it's necessary, but trust me, kindness is most important. Being kind and compassionate to people is more important than seeming smart for making a smart remark, snarky remark at one point. It only will draw back, bad consequences to you. It will allow your haters and detractors to point to you and say, look, this is the person. So anything we do to him is okay, justifiable. Whether it's actually justifiable or not will depend on the person that you become as a result of your transformation. Now, how do I bring about this change? This was something leveled at me in the past. A little cocky, little smart alecky. And that was okay for the pre-awakened self, but not for the person post-awakening, because I saw the damage I would do to people. When you behave that way, when you are awakened, you realize you are hurting other souls. And hurting any other soul is the same as hurting your own soul. So you want to send out as little hurt as possible and bring in as much good karma as possible that brings about goodness. How do we go about doing that? Like I said, none of the actions that we undertake are one-off or have consequences because you did something once. That happens maybe a few times with some major consequences of something that you did by mistake. But it is understood that that was a mistake. It's not a pattern in your behavior. It is something that happened as a one-off thing. However, it's very, very easy to observe the actions that lead to long-term consequences built up gradually. So then the change has to be made gradually. And what are those changes? As I have mentioned, positive affirmations have helped me a lot. They just program your mind for a better mindset. Certain things that you would have dwelled on and found negativity, found pleasure in being negative, or some kind of sarcastic things that you said and the outcomes they brought in your life would have seemed pleasurable. After doing positive affirmations, after doing good deeds, after inculcating a habit of gratitude, you no longer feel the need to be whiny, to complain, to bring about something that would bring about misfortune in your life or the life of others. And gradually that pattern goes away. Now, someone trying to bring something in your life out of mischief and purely to make your life more miserable is going to try that again. Lo and behold, it helps in that situation as well. Because now you're so out of that pattern, it's like, who would bring this up? Only somebody that wants the worst for me and wants to bring out the mischief maker in me. Trust me, I've had to go through these phases. Becoming an awakened man with a transformation is not easy. And being somebody who was just a regular guy with regular flaws of vanity, of arrogance, being brought down to size, and who has learned from it, taken the right feedback and changed himself, has a lot to offer for other people who may be on that path. God bless the people who have already known this and have never been unkind to other people. I was unfortunate. I was raised in a background where that was normal. And I didn't realize the difference once I stepped out into society. So now I'm learning. But here's the good news. Doing good deeds, now you have to do extra effort to make yourself look the other person. But also it's easy because people only know you as the person that you are. As I've said in the previous video, when you say that you are something, but you say, okay, I'll behave this way, but I know who I am, that doesn't work. You are the sum total of your actions and how you have lived your life. So if you keep bringing back things that are of a nasty nature, and then you expect people to see you as a good person, that's going to fail. However, if you make the constant effort, even while taking some nasty stuff from people and not be provoked into an interaction that is full of conflict and friction and the worst attributes of yourself, then you will start seeing better people coming into your life. And for the first time, you will know how to interact with those people. In the past, the person interacting with those people had the only intention of driving those people out without you knowing that. You were set up that way. And now, you are welcomed into a brand new world of nice people. Give good stuff, get back good stuff. Be nice to people, they'll be nice to you. And it takes just 1 or 2 changes of location, changes of surroundings, of the toxic influences in your life, and a resolute attempt with discipline, just like you would do going to a gym, working out, and putting in that muscle memory and making your muscles work hard to bring about that change into your life. Then obviously your own karma is better because of actions you undertook. It's as simple as that. Now, the other habits that help along with this is gratitude. Like I said, whininess is just fixating on everything that is wrong and taking for granted everything that is right. Now that I understand the divine path and the path of the Tao, I know that there are 50 things in your life on any given day that can be seen as blessings if you only stop taking them for granted, if you only started behaving in a way that would bring more of that in your life. And that can only come from gratitude. Wow, thank you for this. Oh my God, am I excited to have this? Like I mentioned in an example in a previous video, just recently. Kids waving at a train as it goes by and just being filled with joy for that. Now, not all of us can be that way as a grown-up. I understand that. We can definitely all start to thank God or the higher power that we believe in for the good things that we already have. You already have something. You have a body. What are the good things in that day? That's it. And now, again, inculcate a habit, make a discipline out of it. Gratitude for that every single day. Obviously, less time for whininess. A mindset that is taken away from that kind of whiny behavior and only focused on finding the good in everything. So that's another way. Positive affirmations, stopping whininess. Again, these are things that you have to inculcate in your own self and truly believe in them. The one thing I've learned about all of this Kundalini mechanism or how to bring about good changes in your life is about the emotion it invokes. There, the book The Secret was very helpful. it's not the thought you have, it's the visualization and the emotion felt along with that. So if you believe something in the future tense and not like I already have it, it'll always be in the future tense for you. If you believe I already have it, how do you make yourself believe that you already have it? By thanking God for the things you already have and being happy for them. It is that simple. In the present tense, with a feeling of joy and everything visualized as if that has been brought in my life because I willed it some way, and thank you, God. Keep blessing me with this abundance, are the best ways of going about it. Better karma, prevention of toxicity and negativity. Then you also have the mantras, that you have the positive affirmations and chants that protect your mind, and then adding a feeling of gratitude and visualizing what you have as being abundance and asking for more of the same and saying thank you, God, are wonderful, to say the least. Circumstances will not always be under your control, but your training and how you set up your mindset is always under your control. So, just like I said in a blog post and maybe in a video as well, the Saint Kabir in India said this: anyone can pray during times of hardship. When things are going negatively, everyone prays and asks God for stuff. But for the person that prays during times of happiness, sadness is not an event. Or it is not something that hits with the same intensity as it does to a whiny person. सुख में सुमिरन सब करे, दुख में करे न कोय, और rather दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोय, जो सुख में सुमिरन करे, तो दुख काहे होए. That's the Hindi verbiage of Kabir's words. Meaning exactly what I said. When in sad times when you plead to God, if you had actually pleaded or prayed to God and praised Him during the happy times, the sadness wouldn't be as sad, as bad, or as intense. It's very true. The joy of living, when you break it down to the basics of it, beyond consumerism, beyond coveting the next thing, beyond constant comparison to others, and constantly being sad about what you don't have, is the path towards that upward spiral, and it's in your control. Your mind is in your control. How you bring about positive outcomes is in your control. Stick to it, stay positive, and find something to be grateful about while working towards your goals with determination. Hope you found that helpful. Thank you for watching. Be well.